When I asked JT Reed what's been the hardest part of his college football journey, he told me it's been being away from his family. A first-generation college student and the oldest of 8, Reed grew up in San Jose, California, before heading to Montana State for a college football career that was almost over before it even began. 6 years, 2 transfers, and 1 degree later, and the NorCal kid now calls Bozeman his home.
I've definitely had 2 different lives as a college football player. I came in as a young, dumb freshman and made some mistakes along the way and had to go back home to JUCO, and then came back. And coming from how I started and the way I'm expecting to finish it it's been a crazy ride for sure.
That crazy ride began in 2020. JT Reed spent his freshman season at Montana State before deciding to return home to Northern California and enroll at the College of San Mateo.
I needed to grow up a little bit. I definitely was on a high horse. You know, coming from where I come from, I was like, I'm the meal ticket. I'm the biggest thing out of San Jose right now. And I feel like I had the world in my hands, and I wasn't grateful enough for the opportunity that I had.
Junior college can be a lot of things, but he made the most of it, and going back home was positive for him.
I got humbled the most, probably. That was probably the biggest lesson I learned. When I was at CSM, I had a full-time job, worked at Chick-fil-A, and you go from Chick-fil-A to playing JUCO football, it kind of feels like it's pointless. It really brought me back down to earth and realized that, I'm the same as everybody else on this planet. I just happen to play football.
While at the College of San Mateo, Reed kept in touch with then Bobcats offensive line coach Brian Armstrong. That connection would bring him back to Bozeman.
Obviously I didn't recruit him in the first place, but Brian Armstrong, our offensive line coach, had. I really listened to Brian as far as what he saw in JT as a player and as a person.
The whole time I was at CSM, we kept talking and kept recruiting me. Coach Vegan opened the doors again, and yeah, ended up back there.
I know we had teammates, former teammates, I guess, that were part of that process as well, and I know it was a key thing for us to get him back, and we're very fortunate we did.
Back on the Bobcats roster, Reed's impact was immediately felt, earning a starting spot and becoming one of the founding members of the Don Joy Mafia.
Don Joy Mafia is the original group of O-linemen that was doubted, and we were undersized and weren't supposed to do anything in 2022, and we were, I think, 2nd in the country in rushing that year.
We've been successful because of that group, first and foremost. It's been a revolving door, but the standard hasn't changed, and I think that's a credit to those guys before them. So JT is that last piece to the forming members, I guess, of that, when they tab themselves that.
What are the characteristics of someone in the Don Joy Mafia?
There's brotherhood, because we're unconditionally a brotherhood. There's unconditional love no matter what. Protect the family, on the field, off the field, wherever you may be. There's fearless, we ain't scared of nothing, toughness, and relentless.
His relentlessness carried into the classroom. Already the first member of his family to graduate high school, in May, Reed became the first member of his family to receive his college degree.
At the time, I wasn't trying to make it a bigger deal than I thought it was. Looking back on it now, it was a big deal for me.
I think he's a good case of a young man that goes to college because he can play football, but then along the way he realizes how important that degree will become to him. He's accomplished a lot in the field, but I think getting that degree was every bit the same as far as the pride that it brought him, and then understanding what it would mean for his future.
A future that will most definitely include Bozeman.
Everything I do revolves around Bozeman. I don't plan on going back to California. Life in Bozeman is nice. Life outside of the city is nice. So, Bozeman means everything to me. I don't plan on leaving Bozeman anytime soon.
He's beyond grateful for his opportunity, and obviously we're beyond grateful that he's spent his time at MSU, and he's had, he's gone through the ups and downs like you should in life, and he's certainly on the other side of that and reaping the benefits.